Happy Sunday. I'm going to be doing a little self-care Sunday reading for you today. This is going up on Sunday, January the 25th. But if you find this at a later date, then the message is still for you. These readings are timeless. I set the intention that these readings find who they need to find and who needs to hear the message, regardless of when they find it. But this is going up on Sunday, January 25th. I apologize for my nasalness. I'm just at the tail end of a cold. But let's get into this. So for this message today, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be using the Healing the Inner Child Oracle deck. This is the guidebook. I'm actually going to read the message out of the guidebook because there are very specific messages with these cards. There's a different card for each what type of healing that you need for your inner child. And then after we do that, I am going to get some of the Sacred Self-Care Oracle cards. So let's see, what message does everyone need that is finding this about what type of healing? What type of healing does everyone need right now that is finding this? There it is. Okay, we have, this is number 20, the shadow. Okay, so shadow is the things in us that are hidden or deep within. Let's read. Okay. There's a quote here, and it says, "How can I be substantial if I do not cast a shadow? I must have a dark side, also if I am able to be whole." Okay, this is a kind of a psychological quote. So in order for us to be whole, we can't have light without the dark. And that's kind of what this is saying. So the shadow is an aspect of the personality, a memory, feeling, or belief we repress and send into the unconscious. Until we recognize and integrate our shadow parts, we will project them onto others. Any part of ourselves that we reject, whether a positive or negative trait, becomes a part of our shadow. Shadow work is essential if we want to know love. For love to be unconditional, it must include every part of us. The parts living in the shadow are often young and frightened, and just like our inner child, need acceptance, curiosity, and understanding. When we shine the light of our awareness into the disowned aspects of our psyche, we find those wounded inner child parts, and we invite them to step out of the dark and into our embrace. If we ignore the shadow, we will be ignoring the wounded parts, and they will manifest themselves through overachieving, survival behaviors, numbing out with food or social media, victimization, lack of meaningful relationships, addictions, etc. It is worth reclaiming these parts, for to ignore the shadow is akin to denying the existence of the night. When we deny our shadow, we are only half complete. This card encourages you to reach out and reclaim a part of you that was sent into the shadow. Okay, so the things that we stuff down, repress, okay, the things that we don't accept about ourselves. So the inner child. Children crave love and belonging and will repress certain traits or behaviors in order to be accepted by their caregivers. Recall a moment where you felt judged, ashamed, or embarrassed as a child. Maybe you vowed never to experience this again and sent that part of you away into the unconscious realm. Connect with this wounded and repressed aspect of your inner child. Gently invite this part to step into the light of your awareness, to trust it's safe for it to be seen now. Invite it to take your hand. Be curious about what it needs and how it feels to be seen after so long in hiding. You may take some time to write some questions for this part in your journal and allow the answers to flow through automatic writing. You might ask, who are you? What are you afraid of? How can I help you trust again? When you are ready, say out loud, I claim you as my own. You are a part of me now. So, a part of the journey, it says, take out your journal and write down the names of 3 people that you love and admire, along with what you admire about them. Now list 3 people that you strongly dislike. These could be historical figures, public figures, people you know. For each one, list at least 3 reasons why you dislike them. Let's say you wrote, I dislike him because he is dishonest. Look within and find where dishonesty lives within you. Explore the ways in which it's more comfortable to name it in others instead of facing it in yourself. Have you always been honest with yourself and others? Has there ever been a time when you said yes and when you meant no and grew resentful afterwards? I think a lot of people can relate to that, is doing something or saying yes to something when you really didn't want to do it, and that over time creates resentment. Be curious about the attributes of the people you admire. In what ways is it more comfortable to associate these qualities with them rather than yourself? This is called the positive shadow. The gifts and greatness we are scared to show the world. As you sit with these qualities, both positive and negative, be open to ways you can own them with your awareness. The more triggered you are by someone else's behavior, the deeper into the shadow you will have to journey to reclaim that aspect. So we leave you with this remarkable quote from Tokopah Turner about encountering the shadow. There is a special quality of stillness in a person who encounters their shadow wholeheartedly. Your body may relax in their company because it understands, in the subtle communications of their presence, that nothing is excluded in themselves or you from belonging. Such a person who has given up guarding against the shadow, who has come to wear their scars with dignity, no longer squirms from discomfort or bristles at suffering. They no longer brace in avoidance of conflict. They carry a deep willingness to dance with the inconsistency of life. Now, I know that these are very deep. I don't use this deck a lot because it is really deep, but when we can really face our own shadow, the parts of us that trigger us, or the things in us that, like it said, are even positive aspects, that we can see these aspects in other people, but we don't see that in ourselves. So this is not just about looking at the negative aspects of our shadow self, the wounded inner child. It's looking at the parts of us that are very positive, very good, but we acknowledge that in other people, but don't give our own selves the credit for those attributes as well. So that is the healing message for today. Very deep. Do a little journaling, some shadow work. What are your triggers? What attributes about you are great that you are willingly acknowledge in other people, but don't acknowledge in your own self? And what is it that your inner child would say to you or would need from you? And you can do a little meditation or visualization, embracing your inner child and giving your inner child whatever it is that you would have needed when you were, thinking of yourself back at a certain age. I have an inner child meditation where you actually meet your inner child and you actually hug them and tell them that it is okay. You pick yourself at a certain age. This could be things to do today, okay? Taking a look at that shadow self. So, very deep message for today, for a little self-care message, very deep healing message. Let's get some lighter self-care messages. What can we do on the lighter end? Of course, they're flying everywhere but the table. Okay. All right. Get a massage. That sounds like a wonderful thing to do. Get some rest. Allow yourself to rest. It is Sunday. Make a meal. Okay, make a nice, healthy, home-cooked meal. Maybe do some meal prep for yourself for the week to have some food ready for yourself. This card came out recently. It's coming out again. Look for fairies. Okay, have some fun. Look for signs, synchronicities. Look for all of the magical things when I'm seeing look for fairies. And dream journal. And this is also number 20 that we had on our shadow card as well. So maybe you're having some wild dreams, or pay attention to your dreams and write them down. That would be a fun thing to do. Sometimes you can see some magic in your dreams or some patterns that actually might tell you about your own inner psyche. Okay, that is the Self-Care Sunday message, a little bit deep for today, but let me know in the comments if you liked this and if this helped you at all, or if this resonates with you at all. Please like the video and subscribe if you have not already. It is greatly appreciated. And I will be posting these daily readings consistently from now on. I'm also doing new moon and full moon readings every month, and I'm going to be posting some more love readings if you are interested in that, but a little bit of something for everybody. I will see you back tomorrow.